we are not attacking Iran as long as they open up the strait. Now, he has said since on Truth Social that we are effectively ceding control over the strait to Iran. So don't make a mistake here. They are opening up the strait. They are retaining control over the strait. So we are not going back to the status quo from before the war. What Trump and Iran are saying is that as long as the United States does not bomb Iran, Iran will not bomb shipping in the strait, and they will facilitate the safe transit of tankers and cargo ships through the strait without being attacked. However, this is being done under the jurisdiction and supervision of the IRGC and its Navy, and they are charging a toll. So they are opening up the strait, but they still control the shipping. And to that end, they're charging money. They are determining how many ships will flow through the strait on a given day. And what it looks like right now is 10 to 20 tankers will go through the strait every day. And each of those tankers will now pay $2 million to Iran. And that money will be split between Iran and Oman because the strait is situated between those two countries, and Iran will use that money to rebuild their country. And apparently, Trump is okay with this. So this is a 2-week plan, deferring further military action to a later date so that we will apparently now meet with Iran in Pakistan to hammer out a better, more comprehensive, longer-term deal. In the meantime, we've given Iran control over the strait, so much so that they're going to make money off of it, and they're going to reinvest that money in the reconstruction and rebuilding of their country. Now, this is what was announced earlier tonight. And what's interesting about that is this is a complete and total U.S. defeat. This is an absolute, there is no ambiguity here. It's not debatable. It's not subject to interpretation. We lost decisively. It's like I said, when we got into this conflict, we had about 5 military objectives here, and these were the things we were demanding from Iran. We were seeking an end to their nuclear program, forfeiture of their highly enriched uranium stockpile, restrictions on their ballistic missiles, restrictions on their support for regional proxies, and regime change. Of course, once the war started, Iran seized control of the strait, and so the 6th objective became to wrest control over the strait, or at least open it for shipping. We did not achieve any of those things. Any of those things. There is no regime change. We did not suppress or destroy their capability to build and launch drones and missiles. So they maintain that conventional strategic capability. We did not seize or in any way restrict their ability to enrich uranium. We didn't take their stockpile of enriched uranium. We didn't restrict their ability to further enrich or make more enriched uranium. We did not meaningfully degrade or destroy the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, and the regime remains intact. The only thing that you can say that we achieved from the war is that we dealt a pretty significant blow to their Navy. Arguably, we damaged a significant percentage of their missile launch platforms, and probably their stockpile of missiles is less than 50% of what it was before the war. But it was not destroyed. It was not annihilated, and neither was their Navy. They still maintain a pretty substantial Navy, which consists in fast and maneuverable speedboats. They still maintain about 50 tiny submarines, which they use to close the Strait of Hormuz. They still maintain their mine-laying vessels. So the IRGC still has a very small and nimble and mobile Navy, which, again, they use to close the strait. It's just those bigger ships which were destroyed. That's about all that you can say. So we did not achieve any of the objectives that we set out to accomplish. And not only did we not achieve a single objective, but we're actually worse off than we were before. Prior to the war, you had free navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this is Iranian territory. Iran has claimed this waterway. They have taken it. They have seized it. And now they're using it to enrich themselves. Now this is Iranian territory and they're charging a toll. So the status quo actually empowers Iran more. We set out to take things away. And after these 39 days of war, Iran has more than they had before in terms of capability. In terms of quantity, yes, they've lost some of their command, control, and communications. And yes, they've lost a lot of equipment. And we dealt a very significant blow to their military and conventional forces. In terms of quantity, their armed forces are degraded. But in terms of capability, nothing has fundamentally changed. They still have their drone and missile producing cities buried underground, totally operational, and they will be making drones and missiles for the next 2 weeks. And they still have a stockpile of drones and missiles, and they still have launch platforms hidden and dispersed throughout the country. And they still have the IRGC in power with a decentralized chain of command. It's all still there. And now they have the Strait. And it is formal, official, and conceded and recognized by the United States.